to get better at those matchups. I'm not sure how his CVZ is doing being on SKT1, but whatever. Here comes some Vultures being intercepted by Mutalisks that are out now for the Zerg. There are some Goliaths coming out here, so the Mutalisks, if enough Goliaths come out, they are going to be rendered useless, I think. The Zerg is ignoring the neutral command center in the middle, so it looks like we're not going to see any infested Terrans. At least, well, I think the infested Terran thing that everyone's getting so excited about will probably only be viable for late game, because you don't want to tech straight to Queens just to infest a command center. That'll come later with Hive Tech, I think, when you need to put down the Queen's Nest anyway. But the Zerg coming down with some Scourge. You might be anticipating Valkyries here, and we'll see if Leta has any Valkyries here or not. He certainly doesn't have Science Vessels yet. So the Zerg is just going to come in and see what he can do here. I haven't seen one single Valkyrie out for Leta yet, so this could just be a strictly Goliath build from him. And uh-oh, Leta's in a little bit of trouble here if he can't get his Goliaths in here. He is trying to repair this turret, doing his best to repair that turret. A bunch of Scourge in here just taking the hits from those Goliaths as long as they can. But Leta's doing some good micro here, getting rid of those Mutalisks. And there are quite a few turrets still here, and Leta is building more turrets. The Zerg is not letting up the pressure, though. He is trying to get Leta back down here with his Goliaths, just trying to divert his attention. And Leta's losing quite a few SCVs here, forced to cancel another turret there. But Leta is pumping from 2 factories. I think he'll eventually get enough Goliaths out here to deal with this. Leta looking very stressed out right now, though. He's going to have a lot of troubles putting down more turrets here. Yeah, there's no way he's going to be able to put another turret down here, and the Zerg is still being aggressive. He still has those useless Scourge in here, anticipating Valkyries that never came. But quite a few Goliaths in here. The Zerg being a little bit too cavalier, I think. This could end up hurting him. He's flying right over those turrets. A lot of fire taken to those Mutalisks. And Leta trying desperately to repair this turret, but Leta is running low on troops. I still don't think he's expanded either, so his mineral intake is not going to support this kind of thing if he should decide to build another factory to help fend off these Mutalisks. But yeah, this is not looking good for Leta already. The Zerg is doing some good containing right now, and he's going strictly Mutalisks, I think. And the Zerg is expanded again down at the 5 o'clock position. So the Zerg is going to get a very healthy economy up, and Leta is going to have to amass Goliaths, basically, to get out of this. The Zerg is pumping a lot more Mutalisks here, and he's going strictly Mutalisks. He has a couple of useless Scourge in. Maybe going to try to Scourge that engineering bay. He's got to do something with those Scourge. The Scourge are very useless right now. And Leta flying the engineering bay, trying to float it over the turret to keep it from getting hit and microed against, but that didn't work out too well. Both of those turrets went down anyway. So quite a few Goliaths out for Leta now, though. Once a Terran gets a big enough ball of Goliaths, Mutalisks can't do a whole lot unless you have about twice as many Mutalisks, or at least 1/4 more than the Goliath force. Because Goliaths with Charon boosters, I know a user recently told me it's Charon, but I think Charon sounds a lot more cool. Same with Hwasun, really. People say Hwashin is how his name is pronounced, but I think Hwasun sounds a lot cooler. So I'm going to say Hwasun and Charon boosters. Charon. Whatever. But it looks like a lot of Mutalisks are out right now, and Leta's doing somewhat of a push with Marines and Goliaths here. He's going to try to put on a lot of pressure here and try to end this game now, but he doesn't have a single tank here. And these sunken colonies are really going to eat him up if he decides to go in now with the Zerg bringing back his Mutalisks right now. And the Zerg is going strictly Mutalisks, so he's going to have a lot of maneuverability here. And we'll see what Leta can do. He's pushing in right now with a Goliath force. He's coming in with some backup Goliaths, I believe, too. So he's going to try his best to break here, but it's going to be very tough for him to do it. I think this was probably a little bit too premature on the push, but we'll see if he can fight off these Sunkens and the Mutalisks while the Zerg is still pumping reinforcements. And it looks like Leta's backing off, maybe just trying to chase his Mutalisks away. And I don't think Leta knows about that 5 o'clock base or the new 4 o'clock base coming up right now. And this disruption web in the middle going to make it hard to micro those Goliaths around, that's for sure. But more Mutalisks out for the Zerg now. And I think the Zerg just has more Mutalisk than Leta has Goliath right here, so this could end up hurting him. But the Zerg is going to have to come in with his Mutalisk right now because he's going to be in trouble if he doesn't have his entire Mutalisk fleet here at his natural expansion, if Leta should decide to push in and break those Sunkens. And the Zerg is going for a counterattack here. Leta is not prepared at all. He has about 4 Goliaths at home, I believe. It's some more overlords spawning there, so the Zerg can get out a bigger buttload of Mutalisks here, using my word from the Stork commentary. Buttload of Mutalisks coming in, being fended off now by Leta. Leta's doing a pretty good job intercepting those Mutalisks, but now they're just sunken colonies everywhere. A Terran mech build definitely needs tanks to deal with a sunken expansion here. Leta is not going to be able to break through easily, especially if the Mutalisks come into play too. And Leta is going strictly Goliath, so he's going to have a lot of trouble breaking into these expansions and causing a lot of problems for the Zerg. But he's going to try it again. He's going to try to push this natural expansion again, and we'll see if the Zerg can handle this. He's sees that now with his Overlord that just went down. So this is the first-person perspective of Leta. He's coming in, trying to snipe all of those sunken colonies. The Zerg is flying. He flew in with a bunch of Mutalisks, but those Mutalisks got absolutely destroyed there. And Leta is coming in with backup troops right now. And it looks like the Mutalisks from the Zerg have +1 Carapace up right now, so they're going to be able to fend off these Goliath attacks more easily, and they are completely destroying the Goliaths right now. Leta's in massive trouble. All of his troops are gone. GG. So Leta, the round of 16 seed, is in trouble. He's going to lose his spot if he can't pick up his play for the second and third game. And the Zerg's showing very good strategy there. Very good strategy. Got a lot of maneuverability on a map that's not too maneuverable. But this has been Nuke. I'm moving on to the second set.